What if I told you that everything you believe you're losing right now isn't a loss, but rather divine preparation for something infinitely greater? Gemini, this video will completely transform how you see the changes happening in your life right now. The universe is working behind the scenes of your existence, and what seems like an end is just the beginning of something extraordinary you can't even imagine yet. You, born under the sign of Gemini, are going through a profound transformation, and I know exactly what's happening. That feeling that things are falling apart, that you're losing people, opportunities, situations that seemed important. That anguish that tightens your chest when you look back and see so much that's in the past. But I need to tell you a truth that will change everything. You're not losing anything at all. What's happening is a divine substitution, a cosmic exchange where the universe is taking away what is small from your life to put something grand in its place. In the next few minutes of this video, you'll discover exactly why these apparent losses are actually blessings in disguise. You'll understand the signs the universe is sending you right now, and more importantly, you'll learn to trust the divine process even when everything seems to be crumbling around you. Stay until the end because I'm going to reveal something powerful that will make you see your life with completely new eyes. This knowledge has the power to transform your pain into hope and your anxiety into the absolute certainty that better days are not just coming. They are already being built for you at this very moment. First truth: the universe never removes something without having something better prepared. Gemini, pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because this is one of the most important truths you need to engrave in your heart. The universe works with an intelligence that is far beyond our immediate comprehension. When something or someone leaves your life, it doesn't happen by chance, bad luck, or because you did something wrong. It happens because there's a greater plan unfolding, and that plan requires you to have the space, energy, and availability to receive what was truly destined for you from the beginning. Think about it. Have you ever tried putting new water in a glass that's already full? It doesn't work, does it? The old water needs to be poured out so that the new water can enter. And that's exactly what's happening in your life right now. The universe is emptying your glass, not to leave you with nothing, but to fill it with something much purer, much more abundant, much more suitable for who you are becoming at this moment in your journey. As a Gemini, you have an incredible ability to adapt, to transform, to rise from your own ashes. But this changeable nature sometimes makes you suffer because you cling to things even when they no longer serve you. You hold on to relationships that have already died just because you're afraid of loneliness. You remain in situations that diminish you just because you're afraid of the unknown. You insist on paths that lead nowhere just because you're afraid to start over. But listen carefully to what I'm telling you now. This fear is preventing you from seeing the truth. The truth is that every door that closes in your life is closing for a divine reason. Behind that closed door, there's a huge window opening. A window that looks out onto a horizon you never imagined existed. But you can't see that window while you're staring fixedly at the closed door, crying over what's left behind. The universe is asking you to let go, to trust, to understand that nothing of true value will ever be taken from you without something even more valuable being prepared to arrive. That love that ended? It's making room for a more mature, truer love, more aligned with who you really are. That job you lost? It's freeing you up for an opportunity that will use your real talents, that will truly value you, that will allow you to grow in ways you never could in that old place. Those friendships that drifted apart? They're making room for deeper, more authentic connections with people who truly see your worth and genuinely support you. Even those dreams that didn't come true the way you planned are being rearranged by the universe to manifest in a much bigger, much more beautiful way than you could have imagined. And do you know why? Because the universe doesn't work with losses. The universe works with evolution, with growth, with expansion. Everything that leaves your life is because you have already extracted all the possible learning from that situation. Everything that goes away is because you have already surpassed that level and are ready for the next one. The universe is constantly moving you upwards, elevating you, preparing you for ever greater versions of yourself. So stop looking back with sadness. Stop torturing yourself thinking about what could have been different. Stop blaming yourself for things that ended. None of it was your fault. It was the right time for those things in your life to come to a natural end. It was the universe making space. It was God clearing the way. And what is coming now will be so great, so perfect, so aligned with your true essence that you will look back and be grateful for everything that needed to end so that the new could begin. Second truth: your recent losses are signs that you are being promoted spiritually. Gemini, you need to understand something fundamental about the moment you are living now. When you start losing things, people, and situations that previously seemed essential in your life, it's not a sign that you are being punished or abandoned. It's exactly the opposite. It's a sign that you are being promoted to a new level of existence, and not everything that was with you can go along to this new level. Imagine a butterfly. Before becoming a butterfly, it needs to be a caterpillar. And when the moment of transformation arrives, it needs to leave behind that caterpillar body, that cocoon that protected it. If it tried to take the cocoon with it, it would never be able to fly. The cocoon was important, it was necessary, it was protection for a time. But there comes a point when the cocoon becomes a prison, and the butterfly needs to leave it behind to become what it truly is. You are in that process right now. You are ceasing to be a caterpillar and becoming a butterfly. And everything that is leaving your life now is your cocoon. They are the old layers that you need to shed in order to fly. And I know it hurts. I know it's scary. I know there are moments when you look around and feel a huge emptiness, as if you've lost everything. But this emptiness is not the end. This emptiness is the space being created for the new. As a Gemini, you've always found it easy to have many friends, many contacts, many connections. You are communicative, sociable, and can talk to anyone about any subject. But now you're realizing that many of these connections were superficial. Many of these people didn't really know you. They knew the version of you that you showed to the world, but they didn't know your soul, your fears, your deepest dreams. And the universe is doing a cleansing. It's removing superficial connections to make room for real, deep, transformative relationships. It's taking away the people who were only by your side during the good times to bring in those who will also be by your side during the difficult times. It's distancing those who diminished you to bring closer those who will uplift you. This spiritual promotion you are receiving comes with changes, comes with apparent losses. It comes with moments of solitude where you will feel misunderstood. But these losses are necessary. This solitude is necessary, because it is in this empty space that you will reconnect with yourself. It is in this silence that you will hear the voice of your intuition, which has always been very strong within you, but which you often ignored because you were too busy with external opinions. You are being prepared for something big, for a greater purpose, for a mission that demands you be more centered, more focused, more aligned with your inner truth. And to take on this mission, you can't be carrying dead weight. You can't be wasting your energy on people who drain you. You can't be wasting your time on situations that lead you nowhere. The universe knows this. And that's why it's doing this deep cleansing in your life. It's removing everything that's incompatible with the highest version of yourself. And yes, in the middle of this process you will feel lost sometimes. You will feel alone sometimes. You will question if you are on the right path. But you are. Every loss, every goodbye, every ending is a confirmation that you are evolving, growing, expanding beyond the limits that previously defined you. So instead of resisting these changes, instead of fighting against the losses, try to embrace this process. Try to see these departures as openings. Try to trust that the universe knows exactly what it's doing in your life. You are being promoted, Gemini. You are being elevated. And everything that is leaving now is because it cannot vibrate at the frequency of the place you are going. Third truth. What seems to be the end is only the beginning in disguise. Gemini, you've experienced so many endings in your life. You've seen so many things come to an end. You've said goodbye to so many people, places, versions of yourself. And every time something ends, you feel that tightness in your chest, that feeling that something important is being lost forever. But I want you to understand something that will completely change your relationship with endings. Every end is a beginning in disguise. Every death is a rebirth waiting to happen. As a Gemini, you possess the gift of duality. You can see both sides of everything. You can understand opposing perspectives. You can move between different worlds. But this same duality that is your gift sometimes becomes your torment, because you get stuck between the past and the future, between what was and what can still be, without being able to be fully present in the now. When something ends in your life, you tend to dwell on it, go over it again, trying to understand what went wrong, what you could have done differently. Your quick and restless mind can't simply accept that some things end because it was their time to end. You want explanations, you want logic, you want to understand all the whys. But the truth is that not everything needs an explanation. Not every ending needs to make sense at the moment it happens. Sometimes the meaning only appears later, when you're already living the new beginning that the ending made possible. Sometimes you only understand why something needed to end when you look back from a much better position and realize that if it hadn't ended, you would never have gotten to where you are now. Sometimes the end is the greatest blessing you could receive, but you only recognize that much later. Think about how many times in your life you've suffered over something that ended, only to later realize that the ending was the best thing that could have happened. That relationship that ended and left you devastated, but then you met someone much better. That job you lost and thought your life was over, but which led you to a much more fulfilling career. That move to a new city that you didn't want to make but ended up introducing you to incredible people and opportunities you never would have had if you had stayed where you were. That's how life works. The endings that hurt the most right now are usually the ones that free up the most space for extraordinary beginnings. And what's ending in your life now, what's making you suffer at this moment, will make sense when the new chapter begins. You'll look back and understand that it needed to happen exactly that way at that moment to put you in the right place at the right time with the right people. The universe is writing your story, and you're only reading one page at a time. So when you read a page where something ends, where there's a farewell, where there's pain, you think the story is taking a bad turn. But the universe is seeing the whole book. It's seeing how that ending on the current page is essential for the incredible beginning that comes on the next pages. It's seeing the complete story while you're only seeing a fragment. So trust the story that is being written for you. Trust that endings are as much a part of the narrative as beginnings. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. And above all, stop resisting endings. Stop trying to hold on to what is already going away. Let go with gratitude for what was, with peace that it is ending, and with anticipation for what is to come. Because something is coming, Gemini. Something big is coming. And that something can only enter your life if you let go of what no longer serves you. So let go. Trust the process. And get ready, because the beginning that's coming will be much bigger and much more beautiful than anything you're leaving behind. Now, before we continue, I need to ask you something very important. If you feel these words are touching your heart, if you recognize your story here, then you need to be part of our community. Subscribe to the channel now, activate the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from, what city, what country. I love knowing that these messages are reaching people all over the world. And if these words are truly making a difference in your life, consider becoming a channel member. Your support helps us continue bringing you content that touches the soul and transforms lives. Now let's continue, because there's still a lot of important revelation coming. Fourth truth. God is protecting you from connections that would hinder your growth. Gemini, this truth might be hard to accept at first, but it's one of the most liberating when you truly understand it. Many of the people who have left your life recently didn't leave because you weren't good enough, weren't a good enough friend, didn't try hard enough. They left because their presence in your life was preventing you from growing, from evolving, from becoming who you truly need to be. And God, in His infinite wisdom and love for you, removed those connections to protect you. As a Gemini, you are extremely loyal to those you love. When you truly connect with someone, you give your all. You are that friend who is always available, always ready to help, always willing to listen. You put energy, time, and attention into your connections. And often you do this until you are exhausted, until you lose yourself, until you forget your own needs because you are so focused on being present for others. But not everyone deserves your generous heart. Not every connection is healthy, even if it seems good on the surface. There are people who are drawn to you because of your light, your energy, your ability to brighten spaces and make others feel good. But these same people aren't interested in reciprocating. They only want to receive, to suck, to feed off your energy without ever giving anything in return. And you, with your kind heart and your difficulty in saying no, end up allowing it. You end up letting yourself be drained. You end up giving and giving until you have nothing left to give. And when you reach that point of exhaustion, you don't even realize how much that connection was hurting you because you got used to it. You normalized the imbalance. You convinced yourself that this was how friendship worked, how love worked, how relationships worked. But it's not. And God knows that. God sees when you are negating yourself for someone. He sees when you are diminishing yourself to fit into a space that is too small for you. He sees when you are accepting crumbs when you deserve the whole banquet. And when you don't have the strength to walk away from these situations because you are still trapped by the history, by the memories, by the fear of loneliness, then God acts for you. God removes these people, these situations, these connections that are preventing you from shining to your full potential. And the moment that happens, you suffer. You feel the loss. You wonder why that person left, what you did wrong, how you can fix it. But you did nothing wrong. You don't need to fix anything. What happened was divine intervention saving you from a path that would lead you further and further away from who you truly are. That friendship that ended and left you so confused? It was a one-sided friendship where you gave much more than you received. That love that ended and broke your heart? It was someone who wasn't ready to love you the way you deserve to be loved. That work partner who drifted away? It was someone who was benefiting from your ideas, your creativity, without giving you the recognition you deserved. God sees all of this, and God loves you too much to keep you trapped in connections that diminish you. So He removes them, and you feel alone for a while. You feel lost. But this loneliness is temporary. This emptiness is temporary. Because while you are in this empty space, healing, reconnecting with yourself, God is preparing true connections for you. He is bringing people who will add to your life, who will uplift you, who will truly walk beside you. And when these new people arrive, you'll understand why the old ones needed to leave. You'll see the difference between a draining connection and a nurturing one. You'll feel the difference between someone who's with you out of self-interest and someone who's with you out of true love. And you'll be grateful for every person who left, because each departure made room for someone much better to enter. Fifth truth: your hidden talents only reveal themselves when you lose your crutches. Gemini, something powerful is happening to you right now that you may not have realized yet. While you are grieving losses, while you feel helpless without certain people or situations in your life, something is awakening within you. Talents that were dormant, strengths you didn't know you had, abilities that were always there but that you never needed to use because you had other people doing it for you, or you had structures supporting you. As a Gemini, you are versatile, adaptable, and capable of learning anything quickly. But this same versatility sometimes makes you complacent, dependent on others, and leads you to outsource parts of yourself. You get used to having someone solve a certain type of problem for you, so you never develop the ability to solve it on your own. You rely on a certain structure, so you never discover that you are strong enough to stand on your own. But now the crutches are being taken away. And at first this seems cruel. You feel helpless, vulnerable, as if you can't walk alone. But this helplessness won't last. Because when you no longer have external support, you are forced to find your internal support. When you no longer have anyone to solve your problems, you discover that you have the capacity to solve them yourself. When you no longer have that structure that supported you, you realize that your own feet are stronger than you imagined. And it is in this moment of apparent weakness that your true talents begin to emerge. That creativity you never fully explored because you were comfortable with what you already knew. That courage that lay dormant because you never needed to be truly courageous. That resilience you didn't know you had because you never went through a situation difficult enough to test it. That inner wisdom that was stifled because you always sought answers outside yourself. All of this is emerging now. All of this is coming to the surface. And yes, the process is painful. It's uncomfortable. It's scary. But it's necessary. Because you can't discover what you're truly capable of while someone else is doing things for you. You can't discover your strength while you're relying on someone else's strength. You can't discover your voice while you let others speak for you. The losses you are experiencing now are like intensive training that the universe is putting you through. Each loss is an exercise that strengthens a different muscle in your soul. Losing that love teaches you to love yourself first. Losing that job forces you to discover your true talents and seek something more aligned. Losing that friendship shows you that you are enough company for yourself. And the more you practice these exercises, the more you face these losses without completely falling apart, the stronger you become. The more confident you become. The more you realize you don't need half the things you thought you needed. The more you understand that you always had everything inside you, you just didn't know it because you never had to access it. This discovery of your hidden talents, your inner strengths, your ability to stand on your own 2 feet, is one of the greatest gifts these losses can give you. Because when you discover that you don't need anyone, you are finally free to choose who you want by your side, not out of need but out of genuine desire. When you discover your own capabilities, you stop living in the shadow of others and begin to shine with your own light. So instead of just lamenting what you've lost, pay attention to what you're gaining. Pay attention to who you're becoming. Pay attention to the skills that are awakening, the strength that is growing, the more powerful version of yourself that is emerging from the ashes of what was destroyed. This new version of you will be so impressive that you will look back and be grateful for every loss that forced you to discover yourself. Sixth truth. Divine timing is perfect even when it seems late. Gemini, one of the things that most distresses you right now is the feeling that you're behind, that you've missed the timing, that while you're standing here wasting time with endings and new beginnings, everyone else is moving forward. You look around and it seems like everyone is conquering, growing, achieving, while you're stuck in this process of loss and transformation that doesn't seem to lead anywhere. But I need to tell you something that will bring peace to your restless heart. You are not late. You are exactly on time. What seems like a delay to you is preparation for the universe. What seems like a waste of time to your anxious mind is building a foundation for God. And when everything falls into place, when the pieces finally come together, you will understand that every moment of waiting was necessary, every delay was purposeful, every detour put you in the exact place where you needed to be. As a Gemini, you live in a world of the mind, of quick ideas, of instant connections. You want things to happen at the pace of your thoughts, which are fast, jumping from one thing to another with ease. So when life makes you stop, makes you wait, makes you go through slow and painful processes, you despair. You don't understand why things can't be quick, simple, and direct. But the truth is that the most important things in life are never quick. A large tree doesn't grow overnight. A diamond doesn't form in a matter of hours. True transformation doesn't happen with a snap of the fingers. Everything that has real value requires time, requires patience, requires you to trust the process even when you can't see the results yet. And divine timing takes all of that into account. It takes into account not only when you will be ready, but also when all the other pieces will be in place, when the right people will be available, when the circumstances will be aligned, when the world out there will be ready to receive what you have to offer. Sometimes you're ready, but the world isn't. Sometimes the opportunity is ready, but you're not yet. And that's why there's waiting. That's why there are these periods of apparent stagnation where nothing seems to be happening. Because behind the scenes, invisible to you, 1,000 things are being adjusted, arranged, prepared so that when it finally happens, it will be perfect. And all these losses you're experiencing now are part of this adjustment. Each person who left made room for someone better to enter. But that better person isn't ready to appear yet. Each opportunity that didn't work out saved you from a path that seemed good, but would have led you to the wrong place. Each plan that crumbled was preventing you from seeing the greater plan God has for you. So even if it seems like you're behind schedule, that you've missed the moment, that things should be happening faster, trust that's not the case. Trust that there's a divine orchestration happening, synchronizing thousands of elements you can't even see. Trust that when the time is right, there will be no doubt. Things will flow with an ease that will surprise you. Doors will open with a synchronicity that will leave you speechless. And you will look back on all this waiting time and understand that each day was necessary. Meanwhile, use this waiting time to prepare yourself, to strengthen yourself, to become the version of yourself that is ready to receive the blessings that are coming. Because when the divine timing is fulfilled, you won't be able to carry the energy of loss yet. You will need to be whole, strong, ready to embrace the new. And this period you are living through now is what is preparing you for that. Seventh truth. God is replacing toxic relationships with sacred connections. Gemini, let's talk about something very important now. About relationships. About the people who are leaving your life and those who are arriving. You need to understand that God is doing a deep cleansing of the circle of people around you. He is removing those who were harming you, even if you didn't realize it. He is removing toxic energies that were disguised as love, friendship, and partnership. And He is preparing the entrance of sacred connections, of people who will truly uplift you. As a Gemini, you easily connect with many people. You are friendly, interesting, know how to converse, and know how to make people feel good. But this ease in creating connections isn't always a blessing. Sometimes it becomes a curse because you attract all kinds of people, and you don't always have the discernment to filter out who truly deserves to be close to you. So, throughout your life, you've accumulated relationships. Some genuine, others not so much. Some that made you feel good, others that completely drained you, but which you maintained out of habit, because of history, out of fear of hurting others, because you didn't want to be alone. And over time, your circle became full of people who shouldn't be there. People who dragged you down while pretending to support you. People who used you while pretending to love you. People who envied you while pretending to be happy for you. And you felt it. Even without fully understanding, you felt a weight. You felt a weariness that wasn't just physical. You sensed something was wrong but couldn't pinpoint exactly what. Because these people knew how to wear the right masks. They knew how to say the right words. They knew how to behave in ways that gave you no concrete reason to distance yourself, but your spirit knew. Your intuition, which is so strong within you, was trying to warn you. But now God is intervening. He is removing those masks. He is showing the true character of these people. He is creating situations where they reveal themselves, where the toxicity can no longer remain hidden. And you are seeing it. You are noticing. You are finally understanding who was really on your side and who was just pretending. And yes, it hurts. It hurts to realize that someone you loved didn't love you back. It hurts to discover that someone you trusted was betraying you behind your back. It hurts to see that people you considered friends were actually rooting for your downfall. But this pain is necessary, because it's what gives you clarity. It's what gives you the strength to finally cut those ties, to finally say no, to finally set boundaries. And while these toxic people leave, taking with them all the negative energy they brought into your life, God is preparing new connections for you. Sacred connections. People who vibrate at the same frequency as you. People who truly see you. People who respect you, value you, celebrate you without envy, without competition, without ulterior motives. These new people haven't all arrived yet. Some are arriving little by little, but you haven't recognized them yet because your eyes are focused on those who have left. Others will appear when you are more healed, more whole, more ready to receive true love without distrust, without fear, without trauma from the past. But they will come. That's a promise from the universe. Every cleansing is followed by renewal. Every emptiness is followed by filling. And the connections that are coming your way will be so beautiful, so true, so nourishing that you'll wonder how you managed to live so long surrounded by relationships that were so poor in comparison. So let go of those who are leaving. Stop trying to hold on to those who don't want to stay. Stop blaming yourself for relationships that ended. It wasn't your fault. It was the universe making space. It was God protecting you. It was life preparing you to meet your true tribe. Those people who will be with you not only in the easy times but especially in the difficult times. Those people who will love you not for the edited version of you but for who you really are, with all your complexities and contradictions. Eighth truth. Your current pains are seeds of future wisdom. Gemini, I want you to stop for a moment and think about all the pain you've experienced in life. All the times you suffered, cried, felt lost and hopeless. Now think about how many of those pains turned into learning experiences. How many turned into strength? How many taught you lessons you still use today? How many transformed you into someone wiser, stronger, more compassionate? The truth is that every pain carries within it a seed of wisdom. Every time you suffer, something is being planted in you. Something that will germinate, grow, and become a strong tree that will shade you on difficult days in the future. Something that will make you not only a survivor, but the master of your own journey. And the pain you are feeling now, these losses that seem so devastating at this moment, are also seeds. Seeds of wisdom so profound that you can't even imagine it yet. In time, when these seeds have grown within you, when they have transformed into understanding, into clarity, into emotional and spiritual maturity, you will look back and be grateful even for the pain. As a Gemini, you have a brilliant, curious mind, always seeking knowledge. You learn quickly, absorb information easily, and enjoy studying and understanding how things work. But there is a type of knowledge that doesn't come from books, that doesn't come from classes, that can't be taught by anyone. It's the knowledge that comes from experience. It's the wisdom that only pain can bring. And this wisdom is the most valuable of all, because it doesn't just stay in your head, it penetrates your heart. It's not just a concept, it's experience. It's not theory, it's practice. And when you have this wisdom, when you've gone through the fire and come out transformed, you become someone who not only knows about life but someone who understands life in its essence. The losses you are experiencing now are teaching you about detachment, about trusting the process, about letting go of control, about accepting that not everything depends on you, about understanding that some things need to die so that others can be born. These are profound lessons that will serve you for the rest of your life. Lessons that will make you lighter, freer, more at peace with the impermanence of all things. The loneliness you're feeling is teaching you about self-sufficiency, about finding companionship within yourself, about developing your own inner strength, about not depending on external validation to know your worth. These are lessons that will give you an emotional stability that nothing and no one will be able to shake. Disappointment with people is teaching you about discernment, about recognizing intentions, about trusting your intuition, about setting boundaries, about being more selective about who you let into your life. These are lessons that will protect you from toxic relationships in the future and help you attract better people. The fear you are facing is teaching you about courage. Because courage is not the absence of fear. It's acting despite fear. It's continuing even when you're scared. It's trusting even when you can't see the way. And every time you choose to continue despite fear, you are planting seeds of courage that will grow so much within you that in the future you will be able to face anything. All these seeds are being planted now. And yes, the planting process hurts. The soil needs to be turned over. It needs to be fertilized. It needs to go through a whole preparation process before the seeds can sprout. But when they sprout, when you begin to see the fruits of all this wisdom growing in your life, you will understand that every tear was worth it. That every sleepless night was worth it. That every moment of pain was an investment in your wiser, stronger, more prepared future. So don't waste your pain. Don't just suffer for the sake of suffering. Use that pain. Learn from it. Let it transform you. Let it plant those seeds of wisdom that will make you not just someone who went through difficulties, but someone who became extraordinary because of those difficulties. Ninth truth. The universe is realigning your life with your true purpose. Gemini, one of the biggest frustrations you're feeling right now is the sense that your life has no meaning. You look at everything that's happening, all the losses, all the changes, and you can't understand the purpose of it all. It seems random. Seems cruel. It seems like there's no plan, that you're just being tossed from one side to the other without direction, without purpose, without meaning. But I need to tell you something that will completely change your perspective. There is a plan. There is a purpose. And everything that is happening in your life right now, however chaotic it may seem, is actually realigning you with that purpose. The universe is correcting the course of your life, putting you back on the path you should have always been on, but that you had strayed from. As a Gemini, you are adaptable, able to adjust to any situation, able to fit into any environment. But this adaptability isn't always a good thing, because you end up adapting even to situations that aren't good for you. You mold yourself to fit into spaces that are too small. You adjust your dreams to meet other people's expectations. You modify your essence to be accepted, to be loved, to avoid being alone. And over time, you drifted away from who you truly are. You moved further away from your true purpose. You built a life that seemed to work, that seemed to make sense, but that deep down wasn't your life. It was the life that others expected you to live. It was the life that seemed safe, that seemed acceptable, but that was slowly killing your soul. And you felt it. You felt an emptiness you couldn't explain. You felt a constant dissatisfaction even when everything seemed to be going well. You felt something was missing, but you didn't know what. Because what was missing was yourself. What was missing was your authenticity. What was missing was the alignment between who you are and how you are living. And now the universe is intervening. It's destroying that life that wasn't truly yours so that you can rebuild an authentic life. It's removing the people who kept you trapped in roles that weren't yours. It's closing the doors that led to paths that weren't yours. It's dismantling the structures you built based on fear, external expectations, and false versions of yourself. And in the midst of this process of destruction, you are being forced to reconnect with your essence, with who you truly are when you remove all the masks, all the adaptations, all the edited versions of yourself. You are being forced to answer fundamental questions you have been avoiding for a long time. What do I really want? Who am I really? What is my true purpose? What makes my soul vibrate? And these answers don't come from the mind, they don't come from logic, they don't come from making lists of pros and cons. They come from a deeper place. They come from your heart, from your spirit, from your intuition. And to hear these answers, you need silence. You need space. You need to get away from the external noise. And that's why the universe is placing you in this period of solitude, of introspection, of turning inward. When you finally hear those answers, when you finally reconnect with your true purpose, everything will start to make sense. You will understand why certain people needed to leave, why certain doors needed to close, why certain plans needed to crumble, because none of that was aligned with your real purpose. And the universe, which loves you too much to let you waste your life on the wrong path, is redirecting you. And when you start living in alignment with your true purpose, when you start making choices based on who you really are, and not who you think you should be, your life will change in ways you can't even imagine now. The right people will appear. The right opportunities will arise. Everything will start flowing with an ease you've never experienced before. because you will finally be on your path. You will finally be being yourself. And there is nothing more powerful than that. 10th truth. Something extraordinary is being built while you suffer. Gemini, we've arrived at the final truth and perhaps the most important of all. While you're here suffering, while you feel lost and hopeless, while you're looking at all the losses and wondering if you'll survive this, something extraordinary is being built for you. Not in the distant future. Now, at this very moment, behind the scenes of your life, invisible to you but very real. A chapter so beautiful, so abundant, so aligned with your deepest dreams is being prepared that when it manifests you will understand that you needed to go through all this to be ready to receive it. The universe isn't just taking things away from you, it's simultaneously building something new. Every loss is making space. Every pain is preparing you. Every tear is clearing your vision so you can see clearly when the new arrives. Every ending is paving the way for an extraordinary beginning. And this extraordinary thing that's being built is bigger than you imagine. It's not just a new love, a new job, a new opportunity. It's a whole new life. It's a completely renewed version of your existence where you'll finally be in the right place, with the right people, doing the right things, being who you truly are without fear, without masks, without restrictions. As a Gemini, you've always had big dreams. You've always imagined a life full of possibilities, adventures, and incredible experiences. But at some point, you started to downplay those dreams. You began to believe they were impossible, childish, that you needed to be more realistic. And little by little, you settled for less, conforming to a life smaller than the one your heart desired. But the universe hasn't forgotten your true dreams. God hasn't forgotten what He planted in your heart since you were born. And now, while everything seems to be falling apart, what's really happening is that the universe is destroying the small life you were content with so you can build the great life that was always meant for you. You will receive opportunities that will seem too big for you. And you will be afraid, you will doubt your abilities, you will want to retreat to your comfort zone. But you will be ready. This whole process you are going through now is preparing you for exactly that. It is strengthening you. It is teaching you to trust yourself. It is showing you that you are much more capable than you imagined. You will meet people who will change your life. People who will truly see you, who will recognize your worth, who will believe in you even more than you believe in yourself. People who will not only be in your life but will walk with you, grow with you, build with you. And these people are being prepared now too, going through their own processes, becoming who they need to be for when you finally meet. You will discover hidden talents within yourself. You will find your true voice, the one that was muffled for years by trying to fit in. You will develop a strength, a confidence, a clarity about who you are that will make you unrecognizable compared to who you were before all this began. And you will use all of this not only for your own life but to help other people as well. Because your purpose is bigger than you. Your journey isn't just about you. You're going through all of this not only for your own transformation, but also so that you can be a light for other people who will go through similar situations. Your story of overcoming will inspire someone. Your courage will give strength to someone. Your faith will renew the hope of someone who is about to give up. So hold on tight. Resist. Keep going. Even when it seems impossible. Even when the pain seems greater than you. Even when you want to give up on everything. Keep going. Because you're not just surviving. You're being rebuilt. You're being prepared. You're being positioned to receive something so big that it requires a bigger you to be able to hold it. And when all of this manifests, when you are finally living this extraordinary life that is being built now, you will look back on this period of pain and you will be grateful. You will be grateful for every loss that made space, for every pain that strengthened you, for every tear that purified you, for every moment when you thought about giving up but chose to continue, because it was all of that that brought you to where you are today. The extraordinary is coming, Gemini. It's closer than you imagine. And you're ready. Even if you don't feel it, you are. Because everything you've been through wasn't in vain. It was preparation. It was training. It was building the foundation to support all the great things that are coming. So take a deep breath, wipe away those tears, and get ready. Because your life is about to change in a way you can't even imagine yet. So my dear Gemini, we've reached the end of this video, but not the end of your journey. Everything we've discussed here isn't just theory. It's not just empty consolation. It's true. It's real. It's what's happening in your life right now. Even if you can't fully see it yet, you're not losing anything. Absolutely nothing. Everything that's leaving your life is because something greater is entering. Everything that's ending is because something better is beginning. And most importantly of all, you're not alone in this process. The universe is with you. God is with you. And this greater force that governs all things is orchestrating every detail of your life to take you exactly where you need to be. I know it hurts. I know there are days when you wake up and the first thing you feel is that weight on your chest, that anguish, that fear of the future. But on those days, remember everything we've talked about here. Remember that you're being promoted, not demoted. Remember that you're being prepared for something extraordinary. Remember that every loss is a gain in disguise. Remember that divine timing is perfect even when it seems late. And above all, remember to trust. Trust the process. Trust life. Trust that there is a bigger plan that you can't see yet, but that is unfolding perfectly. Because when you trust, when you let go of control and let the universe work, things work out in ways you could never have planned. Now I want to know from you, which of these truths touched your heart the most? Which one do you most need to remember during difficult times? Tell me in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and activate the bell, because every week there's a new video bringing messages like this that touch the soul and transform lives. And if these words truly resonated with you, if you felt this video was made especially for the moment you're experiencing, consider becoming a channel member. Your support helps me continue creating this content that so desperately needs to reach people. Every new subscription makes a difference and shows me that this work is touching hearts. My challenge for you today is simple but powerful. For the next 24 hours, every time you feel nostalgic for something or someone who has left your life, instead of getting stuck in the pain of loss, transform that feeling into gratitude. Give thanks for what was. Give thanks for what is coming. Give thanks for being prepared for something greater. Do this and observe how your energy changes, how your perspective changes, how you begin to see light where before you only saw darkness. And always remember, you are a Gemini. You were born with the gift of transformation, adaptation, and renewal. You've already gone through so many changes in life and survived them all. This one won't be any different. You will overcome. You will grow. You will shine brighter than ever. And when you look back, you will see that every loss was necessary for you to become who you are destined to be. The universe believes in you. I believe in you. Now you just need to believe in yourself. Better days aren't just coming, they're already being built. And you deserve every blessing that's on its way. Stay calm, stay faithful, and get ready. Because the extraordinary is closer than you imagine.